Good morning. Happy Saturday. Um, Rainy Saturday. It's poured last night, yesterday, and now it looks like it's going to keep it up today. So I guess that's great for the plants. I guess maybe we can get started. I got, I, ca- I came into class a little late. Sometimes in the morning, it's easy to kind of lose track of time um, and not, you know, forget, like, oh, it's 5 minutes past or whatever. Um, but anyway, I'm here and you're here, so let's do some yoga. Um, so let's talk about what we should talk about. Maybe we'll just talk about beginner's mind again, right? Beginner's mind. Um, so when we're in um, any type of situation, right? We talk about it with yoga a lot, and it is very important because I think we talked about this yesterday too. This idea of making your adjustments all the time in your practice. So what you think you might start out doing at the beginning of practice is, probably not what you're going to be doing by the end. You may have changed what you intended or what you thought. Um, and we can't do that if we already have our mind made up about how things are going to go. We need to be open and aware of what is happening rather than what's happening up here, what's really happening um, with the situation, with your practice, with whatever's happening. So as we take these practices from, yoga and move it into the practice of our life, the same thing, right? A lot of times we get very entrenched in our positions in various situations in our life or in relationships that we have with other people. We think we know the script. Right? We know how this is going to go. Same old thing, always the same old thing, right? Um, what if we didn't assume that? What if we went into our situation with no expectations and made our um, choices and chose our words and our actions based on what's really happening right now instead of what happened last time we tried this or how this person always behaves. It would change things, um, hopefully for the better, right? When yoga, we are on this search for truth, um, for the truth behind all of the junk that we pile up in front, right? So if truth is behind uh, the door, um, maybe truth is at the back of the closet, and we've piled up so much garbage in our closet that we can't see it. All we can see is that pile of stuff. So through yoga and our other practices, we are, or through asana and the other yoga practices, we're trying to burn through that junk, trying to remove it, um, because we can't really see past it until it's gone. So that junk is um, our preconceived ideas, our prejudices, our hurts, right? The samskaras. We've talked about this before. Um, when we have things happen to us, they leave marks, they leave ripples in our consciousness, and we trip over them again and again. Right? And we can get stuck in them like a record needle in a groove. That is a reference that I will have to stop using because I think that's a little dated. But yeah, you probably know what I'm talking about. And we play the same song over and over and over. Right? Um, what if we didn't do that? What if we jumped out of the groove? Um, the yoga practices, right? Meditation. When we are doing something in the form of tapas, right? We've talked about tapas as being this heat, the heat of uh, um, kind of will, like I guess we'd say willpower or the power of will. So doing things that we know are right, even if they are difficult, even if they are not basically what we want to do, right? We want to do this other thing, but we know for ourselves, like for our body, for our health, for the health of other people, whatever it is, that we should not do that. We should do this other thing. When we make that choice, we are creating tapas. We are building that strength within ourselves, which burns up some of this junk. So all of these practices that we do are not for nothing, right? There is a benefit to that, very tangible benefit. Um, we get closer to the truth, closer to seeing things as they are. And it's really coming down now. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear it. It's kind of loud. So we're, where I am in the house, I'm under this, the laptop is set up right underneath um, a bay window. So there's a little roof right over top of this, and I can hear it sort of, a little metal roof, and I can hear it making a lot of noise. All right, well, hopefully it's not too loud. So, and as we've talked about this, all of this stuff before, every step we take makes it easier, right? We're getting closer. So the closer we get to the truth, uh, the easier it is, right, to stay on these paths. Um, we start to see it, right? So it's like when you are taking a hike, and for a while maybe you're stuck in the woods, you don't see anything, just trees, but you see the path, right? So we're staying on the path. We know, right, this path is going to take us somewhere. We can't see it now. All we can see are trees. But we have faith, right? We know this path is going where it's supposed to go. Then you might get out of the woods and you see in the distance your destination. Maybe it's, uh, you know, uh, a cabin up on a hill, but it's a long way off, right? And you've got a long ways to go till you get there, but you can see it, right? And that seeing gives you more enthusiasm, gets you, um, you can see the goal, right? You may not be there all the time, and maybe it starts to rain and there's a lot of cloud cover and fog, and all of a sudden you can't see it anymore and you're stuck in the mud, and that happens. But um, eventually, the weather clears and we can see it again. So then we are back on our course. So all of this um, comes from, right, beginner's mind. And from the point at which you get on the path, whether you're way back in the woods or you're pretty close to that cabin, you've got to come at it the same way from a beginner mind, because things change, right? What you think you knew back in the woods is going to be different than what you know when you are closer to the cabin. And if you cling to that old knowledge, you're not going to be seeing things clearly. And so that's good, right? And in some sense, it's excellent, because you don't need to memorize anything or hold on to this. Well, okay, I remember, like, when I first learned this is how it was. No, all you need to remember is see it how it is today. And for all of us, it's going to be different. We're going to be on different steps, different stages of this path. But we're all heading in the right direction, same direction. And we're going to go fast. Some people hike fast, some people hike slowly. Some people take a break. Some people press on. There's no right or wrong way. It's just how you want to go. All right, so as we move through practice, it's very dark in here. I don't know if I should. I may open another curtain. Normally, I have a lot of curtains up because it's super bright in here. There's a lot of windows, but now I'm looking up, like, it looks dark. It looks like I'm in a cave here already. So I don't know. All right, moving through practice. Try to keep that focus on the beginner's mind. See what you need. See what kind of movement feels right today. And just go with that. I'm going to open this. A little more light. All right, so we're sitting up tall, shoulders back. One more breath, then chin down toward the chest. When you're ready, moving your head around, circle. One way and the other. Back to center. Lean forward, move around. One way and the other. Back up to a seat. Arms wide. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands together. Inhale wide. Exhale, hands together. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers. Lift the hands. Gazing up. And then arms down by your side. Inhale, lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Lifting up. Right hand down by your side, reach across with the left. Switch sides. Back up, lift the shoulders, roll back. And forward. Right hand on left knee, sit up tall, turning through the shoulders. Back to center, switch sides. And back to center. Walk the hands out. And then hands by your side. Squeeze the shoulders together, gaze up. Back to your seat. Tabletop. Sitting back on the heels. Moving back up. Tabletop to downward dog. Walk the feet up to the hands. And take a few breaths. And rising up slowly. Standing tall on your mountain, breath in and breath out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Drop your knee, arms overhead. Hands down to the mat, step back. Downward dog. Moving forward to high plank, and then lower down. Inhale, lifting up head and chest. Lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Once more, lifting up and lower. Back up, tabletop to downward dog. One more breath. On the exhale, stepping right foot up. Lift the arms. Both hands to the mat. Step the back foot up and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lifting on the inhale, arms overhead. Back to mountain. Take a breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Then we're stepping back with the left. Drop your knee, arms overhead. Hands to the mat, moving back. Downward dog. Come forward to high plank. And lower down. Inhale, upward dog, or cobra. Lower. Inhale, just lift head and chest. And lower. Last one. Here's where, if you want to do upward dog, you can. And then moving to downward dog. One more breath. Then step left foot up. Drop the right knee, arms overhead. Hands down to the mat. Step the back foot up and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lift on the inhale, arms overhead. And back to mountain. Breath in, breath out. Let's step out to the side. Wide legs here. If you have a block, you might want to bring that. Take a deep breath. And then lean forward. Hands down. To the mat, to the block, to the feet. Your choice. Whatever you feel like here. Hands back to the waist, rising up. Breath in and out. Let's bring the hands back, right? So we're just sliding them toward the back of the body. Squeeze the elbows back, shoulders back. Take a deep breath and then fold forward. Rising up. Release the hands. Let's bring them up overhead. And then back down by your side. Walk the feet in. So we're here about shoulder width or so. Right? Hands together. Deep breath. Bend the knees. And we're lowering down. So we call this yogi squat. The name for this is malasana. So mala means garland. Like if you've ever seen the flowers, string of flowers that they wear sometimes in India, that's kind of what this is, this idea. So they often drape them over a doorway. So if you look at your legs, those are the sides of the doorway, and this is the drape of the garland around the doorway. So there you go. Moving back up. Release the hands. We're going to turn to face the front of the mat with the right leg out in front. You release the fingers. Squeeze back with the shoulders. Deep breath. And fold forward. Rising back up. Release the hands, and then we're going to switch. So left foot is out, right foot behind. Interlace the fingers again. Deep breath and fold. Back up. Step that back foot up. Arms overhead. Ending up in mountain. Breath in and out. Let's work on some balance here. So tree to start. Standing on the left foot, right foot. Maybe we do a kickstand, right? Or bringing that foot up higher on the leg, keeping that right knee rotated out toward the side. Steady here with hands together. If you want to do more, you might just extend the arms. Finding that focus, steadiness, the breath going, no holding your breath. And then set the foot back down, switch sides. So then we've got that left foot coming up, standing on the right, hands together is where we start using that strength coming up from the floor to the center. Right? Then if we do feel strong, we can extend the branches. So just like a tree, we need to build that foundation before the branches. If you've ever seen a tree that has really shallow roots, once the branches get big and heavy, it just tips it right over. So we don't want that. We want our foundation to be strong. Set the foot back down, bicycle out the legs. We're going to step out into Warrior 3. So, standing with a little space in front of you, hands together. Take a breath, stepping out left. Shift the weight into that left side, and we're going to start leaning forward, lifting the back leg, trying to find that equilibrium, that balance point where we feel steady. Breathe. If you step out, don't worry, come on back, just keep trying. And then set the foot back down. Breath in. Another now. But on the other side, so we're stepping out right. Beginning to lift with the left. So balance is a great place to really put this beginner's mind to the test. No expectations, no frustrations, just see how it is today. When we release ourselves from those expectations, we are free to just experience what's happening. Okay, we don't have to think so much about everything. We can just experience it. And then set your foot down, bicycle legs, and moving back up to the top of the mat. Lift the arms, maybe we'll lean back a little, and then fold forward. Inhale, up to a flat back, and then on the exhale, we're stepping back. Downward dog, forward to high plank. Let's hold here for a breath, maybe 2 breaths. And then lower down. Head turns right. Relax and breathe. Bringing your head back to center. Arms by your side. Flip the palms. Lifting up, head and chest. Lift the arms, lift the legs. Lower down. Head turns to the left. Head back to center. Coming up to Sphinx. Press the palms down. Elbows close to the body. Pull the shoulders back. Steady gaze. If you want to move into seal, you always can here. Press down with the palms. And then lowering all the way down. Rest the head, chin or forehead on the hands. Relax and breathe. Moving back up. Tabletop to child's pose. And then tabletop to downward dog. Stepping the feet up, coming down to a seat. Soles of the feet together, sit up tall. Deep breath in, and then fold forward. Come on back up. Extend both legs out in front. We're going to bring the right foot over and set it down to the outside of the left knee. Right arm behind you. Sit up tall, take a breath, and then twist. Back to center. Switch around here. Moving the other way. Inhale and then twist on your exhale. Back to center. Deep breath in, fold forward. And back up. Bend the knees. We'll have soles of the feet to the mat. Getting ready to lower down. And take a few breaths here. Just getting comfortable with being on the mat. And then we're going to bring this right thigh in, left leg extends, and bring the hands underneath the knee so you're kind of hugging that thigh in as close as you can. And then we can extend. So you can be here. You could also, if you can reach the toe or the ankle, you could give yourself a little encouragement here. But again, be mindful of your limits today, right? Limits are changing, but we need to be aware of them every day. Some days the hamstrings are going to be really tight, some days not so much. We'll see. And then bend the knee again, release We're switching, hugging the left thigh in for a few breaths. And then extending, however you want to do this. You sit down, both legs extend on the mat. Take a few breaths. We will go into 5-pointed star. So we've got feet kind of wide on the mat, arms come out to a T. And bringing everything back. Bend the knees. We're going to bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. From here, you might just stay if that right hip is very tight today. Or you can bring that left thigh in towards the chest. And breathe. And we're going to set the foot down, but keep that right ankle on top of the left knee. Goalpost arms or arms out to a T. Then we start lowering. The left knee over, right foot is going along with. Breathe. Trying to keep that shoulders on the mat as much as possible. Moving back. Switch sides. Left ankle on right knee. Either staying here or pressing that knee away. Or bringing that right thigh in towards the chest. And breathe. Whichever one you choose, try to keep that upper body relaxed. And then set the foot down. Keep that left ankle up on the knee. And then bringing the arms out, we're going to start to lower. We're going to start to lower over to the right. Connect to center. Set your feet back down. And we're going to bump the knees to the center, feet to the outer edges of the mat. Relax and breathe. And getting ready for bridge. You can always do supported bridge if you want here. Just use your block when we lift up. Feet back close toward the body. Feet are about hip width apart, so not super close. You want to give yourself some space. Hands by your side. Breath in, breath out. And then we're going to start lifting up. Breathe. Lowering down. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. Relax. Take a few breaths. And then we're just going to move into Shavasana. So you could extend the legs long or, however you want to get into Shavasana is fine. Some people have a thing about lowering the legs. They really like to do that. So you're welcome to do that if you want. And when you're there in Shavasana, you just want to find a very peaceful place to be. Breathe and relax. So the saying goes that the more you learn, the less you know, right? So the more you learn, the deeper your awareness of how much else there is out there, right? The more you learn, the more you realize there is a vast knowledge that we don't know. Um, Ideally, right? You could also learn and then decide, well, I know everything, and then that's it. And then you just start denying any knowledge that comes your way that doesn't make sense with what you think you know. Right? That's the bad way to go. Don't go that route. um, but it makes sense if you think about it, right? That within is all of the knowledge, the beginning and the end, um, the source and the repository of all information is within us. So, what we are doing when we learn is not so much bringing in something new, but discovering something very old. And as we kind of jump in that pool, we realize there is no bottom, there is no end to how much knowledge, how much information, how much um, awareness there is. So rather than feeling daunted by that or discouraged, um, let it be a source of strength, right? You may not be aware of everything, but you hold it already within you. You just have to dig a little, right? Get familiar with that interior territory and that information, that source of knowledge is there for you whenever you need it, right? You don't have to go anywhere. You don't need a library card or special admission. It's there for you. You carry it with you everywhere. Then moving to get yourself back into this space. When you're ready, making your way up to a seat if you want, or you could stay on the floor. We're going to bring hands together. Deep breath in and out. Thank you for coming to your mat this morning on a rainy Saturday, for being a beginner with me. And I hope that you have a great rest of the day and Sunday, a really good weekend. Namaste. Great. Okay. Meditation. Let's get into that. So find your seat, cushion, pillow, chair, lay on the mat. I'm not gonna complain. Whatever is comfortable for you today. Right? Make sure you can get a lot of breath though. You've got lots of openness in the chest area. No hunching over, right? Deep breaths. So I like to take some deep breaths to get started, but when you actually are going in through your meditation, you don't have to really worry about the breath. You can just let it be however it wants to be. Close your eyes. You can meditate with your eyes open or partially open. Some people like to do that to focus on one thing, but I think it's very helpful to kind of shut out that, um, the path of sight is such a powerful stimulant, that I think it helps to really close that off. Find some focus on that blank space between the thoughts. So opening your eyes, coming back to awareness, breath in and breath out. Okay, there is your yoga and meditation for your day. Enjoy your Saturday, and I won't be here tomorrow because it's Sunday, but I'll be back on Monday.